Local small businesses have until 5 o'clock tomorrow to apply for financial assistance. The city of Chicago established the $100 million Small Business Loan Resiliency Fund to help small businesses and nonprofits with emergency cash flow during the COVID-19 crisis.
Here to explain more about that fund and how to apply, Chicago City Treasurer Melissa Conyers-Ervin. Thank you so much for joining us, Treasurer.
Good evening. Thank you so much for having me.
Madam Treasurer, what are the requirements? How can someone, well, first of all, they should apply by tomorrow, but how can someone receive funds? What are the requirements for this?
And so me as the treasurer, I'll mention this, me as the treasurer, I am chairman of the Catalyst Fund, and the Catalyst Fund is the primary investor in the City of Chicago Small Business Resiliency Fund. We've committed up to $50 million of the $100 million Resiliency Fund, and we want to make certain that small businesses apply. By that, we're speaking of businesses with 50 or less employees, businesses averaging revenues less than $3 million. As you and I both know, those are truly the ma and pa shops of Chicago. And the reason we're doing this quite different than the federal government, unfortunately, with the first package that went out, a lot of small businesses felt as if they were left out. We want the businesses of Chicago to know that this program is for them. We don't want them to hear about this and think, oh, they're not talking about me. We are talking about them. We're talking about truly small businesses, and we want to provide assistance. So they can go to my website at ChicagoCityTreasurer.com or through the cityofchicago.org. There's a coronavirus COVID-19 response, and they can apply there by 5 p.m. tomorrow, Friday.
So the last time we checked on this, I thought there had already been more requests than there was money. How much money is left in this now?
Well, just to kind of put it into perspective, we have approved 124 loans thus far. I just mentioned that we're going up to 100. We anticipate to go up to $100 million. Certainly, if we're able to raise more funding, we'll go beyond that. But this partnership with myself and Mayor Lightfoot, we wanted to make certain that with these loans that we're providing not only to low to moderate income communities, which, let me tell you, of the 124 loans thus far, 67% of those loans have gone to low to moderate income communities, and that was important for us. And so going forward, we want to make certain that those that are applying, and by the way, it is not too late, we're accepting applicants because we have to vet these applications between my office, the treasurer's office, and the mayor's office. We want to make certain that there is proper equity. Not to mention that with the 67% low to moderate income communities that these loans have already gone to, 41% have gone to Hispanic and African American, over 40% to women.
And Madam Treasurer, I know that the governor today extended the stay-at-home order until May 30th. However, there are some smaller businesses that are opening. Are they still eligible?
Until tomorrow, right now, we have that as the cutoff because keep it in mind, it's dependent upon the funding that we have. For right now, that's what we have announced. I have not heard for us with the team we've met. It doesn't look like as of right now we're going to be extending that deadline, but who's to know if additional funding comes in, which we hope that would be the case. Maybe we'll be able to reopen, but we can't say that right now. So I would encourage everyone that thinks that they may need these funds, that they would apply. And by the way, might I mention that our interest rate, we have 0% interest for the first 6 months.
Wow.
And between 1 to 2% interest up to 18 months. And so truly, this is to help small businesses because what we don't want is to put these businesses out of business. We want to keep them open.
Right. Well, there are a lot of people out there who need help, Madam Treasurer, and I hope they're watching tonight, and I hope they don't get afraid to jump in there tomorrow and get a piece of some of this loan because it's there to help, and we appreciate all that you're doing. Good luck. Thank you for your time tonight.
Thank you so much. Have a great night and be safe.
You too.
Be safe, be well. Thank you.
Thank you.
The clouds hang